ฮัลโหลสวัสดีครับ
ส
เดี๋ยว
วัสดี
เราเริ่มจอยก่อนนะครับโอเค good alright
อาจารย์คะเราจะพรีเซนต์ก่อนหรือว่า
พรีเซนต์ก็
หรือ
ได้ครับสักครับ
อะไรนะคะ
พรีเซนต์ได้เลยเดี๋ยวเราเพิ่มจอยก่อนก็ได้สัก9 โมงนะครับโอเคนะ9 โมงโอเค alright all right so I guess all of you are coming or into the Zoom, right? First of all, I have to make sure that all of you are here together, right? Just check the attendance into the line group, please. Okay. So we block number 3, right? Okay. So right now you can see that in the line chat, right? ATD, attendance check for today class number 10. Okay, go ahead. All right. So first of all, once you finish like checking the attendance, I have to let some of you a presentation, right? Group of member of presentation. If you're ready, I'm going to stop the screen first, and then you have to share your screen here. 1 2stop ไปก่อน
เดี๋ยวสักครู่นะคะรอเพื่อนแชร์สกรีนแป๊บหนึ่ง
โอเคได้ครับไม่มีปัญหา
เห็นแล้วเปิดได้เลย
All right, if you're ready, I think, okay, everyone is ready, right? So we can start a presentation for today's class together. Yep.
First punctuation today we're gonna present about punctuation. My name is Benya 354 and we have แก้วตา and Love. So first, punctuation is the system of symbol that we use to separate written sentence and part of sentence and to make their meaning clear. It's called punctuation mark. There are 13 punctuation mark that are used in the English language. ไปสไลด์ถัดไปได้เลย Okay. First is first is full stop or period. Uses at the end of sentence that are not question or exclamation. And next, Next, next is question mark. A question mark, also known as an interrogation point or interrogation mark, is a punctuation mark that is used to indicate that a sentence is a question. A question mark resembles a crooked line with a dot underneath. Next is exclamation mark. The exclamation mark or exclamation point is a punctuation mark used after an interjection or exclamation to indicate strong feeling or to show emphasis. It often uses in warning sign. And comma represent a short pause and is used to divide part of a sentence. Next, I will hand over to แก้วตา.
Next, about colons. The colon resembles two dots positioned vertically. The colon have variety of use, some of which include introducing in list, introducing an explanation, introducing a code, and connecting to related sentence. About apotropes. A certain term from general audience to address a specific group or person or personify abstraction absent or present. Next, please. Semicolon are most commonly used to join two independent class, and semicolon can also be used to separate item in several lists. About quotation marks. Quotation marks are used when there are a direction report speech. They are also used to avoid repetition in lists. There are two kinds of speed marks, one single and double. They usually do the same thing and can be also interchangeable, but there are cases where it's better to use one of them in particular. Next
is brackets and parentheses used to set apart certain words and sentence. Parentheses are used to add extra information in text, while brackets are used mainly in quotation to add extra information that was not in the original code. Next is hyphen. Is a punctuation mark that is used to join two or more words or word parts, connecting each component to create a distinct word with a new meaning. And next is dash. Is a punctuation mark that resembles a hyphen but longer. A dash is used to separate part of a sentence and indicates a break. And slash is a slanting line that is generally used in place of the conjunction, or it is also used to denote the availability of option and choice. And the last one is underscore to draw special attention to a fact, idea, or situation when you involve in a debate. It's why to underscore the points that best support your argument. And this is our members. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you so much for a group presentation here, right? Thank you for a member of team presentation here. Just make sure that you sent me a PDF file, right, into the line group Okay, great. So yeah, so the aspect of punctuation in English is a part of grammar part, right? I can say that maybe it happens for the TOEIC test in the reading, right? But anyway, if you understand, you can identify which one that can be used, especially for comma split or even punctuation that is related to semicolon or colon, which is referred to the cause and effect in that, reading text, right? Just because after midterm, second half for ECP here, we are going to study a lot more on the reading comprehension, right? I hope you guys can practice the TOEIC test together. All right, thank you so much for a group presentation. Okay, again, right, just send me PDF file into the line group, that's all, just because I have to make sure that everyone done for presentation here. Now, all right, good. Thank you so much. So shall we start for the first activity for today class ECP, right? So for this one, right? Again, right, just think about it. This is the most important practice floor for all of you, just because I'm going to let you practice speaking skills, right? First, you can see from the first question first, all right? Maybe they're gonna have one out of two that you have to choose here. Just choose only one out of two, right? And you can see, what do you think about accomplishment? Something small as it may be can go a long way. I would say that the underlying of the reason why of this quotation is that when it comes to success, it is important to achieve such a small thing first, and after that we can see that what happened along the way, right? So basically you can share maybe personal experiences, or even you can just share the ideas that when you did something great or when you have accomplished something here, what did you learn from that and how do you feel with that, right? Okay. Second part is that what do you think about don't just celebrate a big end goal. Basically, for example, like we've been studying for the TOEIC test for a class of ECP here, right? I can say that some of you may expect on the final or expected result is fine, it's perfect, it's okay to say like that. But sometimes when it comes to practice, let's say in each part, both listening and reading, so we have to see that which kind of the area of improvement that we have to mention, right? For example, if you listen and then you have a problem with you have a problems with conversations, and then you have to make sure that you can do it well, and then you can further develop your progress, right, in the another sections too. And some for a reading part, it seems to me that it's not that hard, but it is kind of a time management. So what you need to do is that you have to practice by timing yourself, right? Or even like practice as the test could be. So some of you submit me for the TOEIC score already is fine, just because this is maybe the first achieve, or you can celebrate and you can see that what you can learn from it, right? Okay, good. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to give you for 5 minutes to prepare a bit. Once you're ready, just turn on the microphone here. Is okay? โอเคพิมพ์โอเคเลยนะครับ All right. I hope you guys are ready, right? Again, the instruction is that just choose one of two, A or B here, right? And then just talk based on your own understanding or share the experience that you have, experienced. Yeah.
Đó.
Mm-hmm.
Then take B.
Yep.
So what I think about the don't just celebrate a big end goal. I think like it means like don't just celebrate after like achieve your goal, because you still need to be prepared for more.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
You mean that it is important to celebrate for small win, I mean, for small achievement, and we don't have to see the long-term achievement so far just because we just do our best in a daily routine and then just celebrate what we have achieved. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type what you have to type for today class. Is that perfect นะฮะperfect เข้ามาเลย punctuation done. Right, good. Thank you so much. Anyone in the chair, just turn on the microphone first. All right, we can do it. All right. Anyone on the chair, just turn on the microphone, please. Okay. We can share, we can learn, and we can do it together. Okay, I think anyone on the chair? No, right? If not, I have to move forward. Nah. All right, so basically, actually, for a part or sequencing for the teaching of ECPs, that you have to listen comprehension here, right? Listen 1 and 2 here. But I think it should go for some of you. I just need volunteer here. Is that okay? Any one of you can do two together, right? One is woman and the other one is men, right? And then you can do pair works here. And I have to see that how well you can read out loud. You need to make sure that pronunciation is okay, right? If you're ready, you can turn on the microphone here and then just read out loud, okay? Uh-huh. All right, so this is the part of part 3 conversation, right? What I'm expecting for all of you is that you have to understand the whole conversation or partner are discussing to each other, right? For example, here, what is the main idea and what is the context? So first of all, what you need to understand is that once you listen, right, for the two speakers are talking about, you have to understand that what the main purpose of that speaking to. And the second one is that you have to identify the context, which is in the daily routine of conversation. For example, like at the shopping, at theater, or at the supermarket, things like that. So we can see here that they are showing a great movie at the theater tonight. So the context here is that theater at night. Is that right? And then someone say that, do you want to go with me? I wish I could, but I have to work late. So once you listen that I wish I could hear, you have to interpret a bit, just because it seems that it's about rejection, right? Why don't you go already without me? Okay, why don't he mean suggestion too? So what you need to understand is that you have to be familiar with this kind of conversation too. You are always working late. The movie doesn't start till 9 o'clock. Why don't you just work a few hours and then meet me at the theater? That's a good plan. You go early and get the tickets. I look for you by the front entrance around me. Basically, for this one, right, we can see that the main idea is that just invite someone to go for a show or a theater. And the second one is that you need to understand that the two speakers are going to see a movie that in that theater, but someone declined the invitation here. Is that right? Okay, again, right? I'm going to timing for 2 minutes, right? If you got the main idea here for the conversation too, and then you can type the answer into the chat box here, okay? Okay, so again, right, what is the main idea and what is the context here? We really we really need to go over this report together. Go over here, it means that reconsider or just look at it, right? Why don't we meet at my office for tomorrow at noon and look at it then? I could order some lunch to eat while we work. Okay, that might be a problem. I have a doctor appointment in the early afternoon and it's all the way downtown. Downtown, it means city, it's okay? So if you understand the vocabulary, it might be easier for you to understand the context too, right? And could we meet in the morning then? I have a conference early, but I would be free by 10:30. That should be all right. I will see you tomorrow. So again, right, the main idea here is that such giving offer to do some activity together, but someone declines just because they're going to have the important appointment that cannot make a deal at that time. So they just try to negotiate, right? Or even try to make sure that the another appointment can be done here. So the context here is about like in the daily daily routine of conversation, right? A two speaker talking about, and it close to the context is that let's say like in a company, especially for international company or boss and their let's say the client, it's not the client maybe, but maybe it's about like a boss and worker to each other, right? Okay. Next, again, okay, so for this one, right, you can find the main idea and the context here. All right. So for this context, I would say that it happens to the two speakers are talking about going somewhere in the elevator, right? Or I mean, in their lift, that going up to the building, right? Are you going up? Great. Could you push the button up for 10th floor, please? Of course. Do you live in the building? No, I'm just visiting a colleague from work. She recently moved here from another city. She has an apartment on the 10th floor. Do you live here? Yes, I do. It's not a bad building to live in, really. It's close to all the stores and the room are spacious. So the keyword here, spacious, it means comfortable, right? Or it means convenience. A big space, I can say, and there are nice view from the top floor too. So we can see that from the main idea here is about like they try to introduce an apartment where she live, right? And then try to explain the information that is relevant to that apartment. So two speakers are talking about the daily conversation practice here. Okay, I think it's okay for all of you, right? Okay, move to second part is that reading comprehension. I just want you to see for this one first, the ability that you need to process for reading include A, can you understand the meaning of individual words and sentences? Can you understand the meaning of paragraph and the larger bodies of the text? Can you distinguish between minor and major points? And the last one is that, can you summarize the passage? You can type the answer into the chat box here. All right, good. So this is the checklist that you are going to practice for reading comprehension. I would say that once you can complete for 4 criteria here, it may serve that a good reader and a fast reader hand in hand. I can say that the first question is that, can you understand the meaning of individual words and sentences? For this one is that it happens to all of you that you have to understand some phrasal verb, which is combined 2 words in a sentence arrangement, right? And sometimes like idiomatic expression, it seems that it refers to the different meaning in a different context. So what we need to understand is that we have to recall a possible synonymous word or synonym or idiomatic expression, phrasal word, or form of like that, right? It seems that it's a little bit difficult to understand, but if you can understand this kind of thing, I would say you can properly comprehend or even understand the passage thoroughly. I mean, the whole entire passage here. So the second one is that can you understand the meaning of paragraph and larger body of the text? So basically, meaning of paragraph, which mean that you have to identify in each paragraph what they are talking about. All right. So for example, like the first paragraph of that email, right? It would be like the reason why that the sender try to send such a message to the other person. So this is the source of the passage that you have to understand, right? Just because it depends on the paragraph to paragraph two. For example, like the last paragraph would be the core action plan, call for something here, and you have to see action verb, for example, like submit, remind, or suggest, or whatever it can do, right? This is kind of very important to understand for in each paragraph in a larger bodies of the text. The third one is that can you distinguish between minor and major point? First of all, for this one is that you have to understand the main idea first, just because I can say that the main point or the main idea have to put in the first sentence of in each paragraph, right? So once you understand the main idea, I can say the rest of that paragraph, it seems to be minor or supporting detail. So that's all, right? And the last one is that can you summarize the passage? This one might be a little bit complicated, right? Just because I can say for summarize the idea here, I would say that it happens to you that you have to understand the simple form version of that passage too. And after that, you can think and analyze a little bit more, just because sometimes like you need to make an inferences or even try to see the relationship and just make sure that you got the implication of that passage. So I would say for the last one is that it's very important for all of you to make sure that you understand the whole text properly here. Okay, great. All right, see, this is the practice for all of you. Okay, I'm going to give you for 2 minutes to finish this kind of reading. And what you need to do is that you have to answer for 3 question type here. The first one is that who made a recent announcement? Second, why is the announcement is good things, right? And then why would it help to improve the company? So basically you have to understand on yourself that what, when, where, why, and how. And for these 3 following questions that come up with who, why, and then how. Is that right? Again, right? You need to practice for 2 minutes here. Once you got the answer, just type the answer into the chat box here. Okay, so this is an article, right? Or the informational report from the business context reading comprehension, right? So basically, for the first sentence, we can see just because we have to identify or make a difference between main idea and supporting detail, right? On Monday, the Federal Reserve announced that it will maintain the current very low interest rate. This is good news for consumer because it will keep the cost of borrowing money low. And it is hoped that this will encourage. So you can see that the positive form here will encourage people to make major purchases, such as homes and cars, thus therefore strengthening the economy. However, given that interest rates have been so far such a long period of time, it could prove hard for a central bank to take a bigger step in the coming months to inject energy into the economy and pop up in the financial system. So for this one is that we can see that this is an announcement for from Federal Reserve. Is that right? And I can say that from the paragraph, you can see the vocabulary, right? Encourage, strengthen would be a positive, right? It means that it gives you understanding of a positive result or positive, consequences here. Yeah. So who made a result announcement would be like, the answer we go for Federal Reserve. Is that right? Second, why is the announcement is a good thing? Why? Reason why? So you can see that it is hoped that this will encourage people to make major purchases, such as homes and cars, thus strengthening the economy. Why? Just because it gives you low interest rate. Am I right? And the last one is that why would it help improve economy? Why? Just because people can buy major purchases, right? I mean, big thing, big buy big thing. How can I say? Buy big, and then things here. That's all. Is it okay? Again, right? Just because you need to practice a lot. This is the email, right? Email. I just want to give you for 2 minutes and then you have to prepare a bit for that. And once we finish for this one, we can go for break. It's okay. Again, right? So the understanding, right? The understanding of what is the purpose of that email. Second, how long will Jessica stay in Houston? And what else can be found in this email? Okay, the purpose is the main idea. How long it times, right? Specify the time here. And then the last one is what can be found. So you have to see something that is not that is related to what the email writes here. It's okay. อ่ะเดี๋ยวให้เวลานะฮะ5 นาทีแล้วกันจะได้ยาวๆหน่อย All right, it's good, right? Again, right? So we can see from the reading comprehension here. First of all, what you need to see is that you have to use skimming and scanning first. Basically, for skimming and scanning, you have to focus on the title of that email and then just focus on the first sentence of each paragraph. Just because it seems that you need to understand the main idea first. Okay, so here we can see this email is to confirm your travel details for the upcoming Computer World conference in Houston, Texas, June 1st to 5th. Your flight data 225 departs from Seattle International Airport on Tuesday, May 31st at 6:30. So this is the detail, right? The information of flight departure, I can say. And this is really important that you have to understand that once you got or get this kind of information, I would say that you have to look at the other relevant information too, just because it happens that you have to make a differences or similarity here. A credit card has been billed, blah, blah, blah. On the flight, your hotel room is reserved at a conference rate. Is that right? And your return flight depart on June 6 to 8 p.m. Hotel bill plus the other expenses will be due at the checkout. Please see this below. Confirmation flight here. So we can see that this is the travel, right? The travel information here. Customer name, invoice for flight date issue. And the travel range would be like 31st to how many days? Maybe a week, is that right? A week or 7 days, things like that. And also brochure would be the thing that we are going to attach here. Again, right, the purpose of this email is that to inform or confirm or give us some information of the flight detail here. Second, we can see that how long does Jessica stay? So you need to understand that the range or the period of time here from 1st of May, I'm sorry, from 31st of May until 6th June. Yeah, it happens to you that it can count as 7 days. Is that right? And what you need to understand that 7 days is equal to 1 week. That's all, right? And also what you need to see the additional information here is that brochure here. So what you need to do is that you have to, look at the detail, right? From the below or the lowest side from the email here. Great. Great ไหมฮะ Great ไหมฮะ Great Great พิมพ์ XY ให้หน่อยสิจะไปเบรกและใครอยากเบรกพิมพ์ XY เข้ามาฮะโอเคดีมากเราไปเบรกกันเลยนะ เจอกันอีกที10:15เดี๋ยววันนี้เลิก11โมงพอโอเค Okay, okay. Are you there? If you're there, I think. All right, so again, right, you have to practice for this one first, just because it's about reading comprehension, right? I'm going to say that this one would be a notice. It's not that email, right? First of all, you have to understand the first paragraph first, and then see the second paragraph, and then try to answer, right? And here is about like the first one is that notice. Okay, you can see like the notice first, and we have to understand the what is that? The email, right? Just because there's something happened here. I just want you to understand this is double email, right? Basically, first of all, when you read the first article here, try to see that what is being about. Okay, so the main idea here. And the second one is that you need to understand that what the problem here and why she or he writing this email. And then after that, you have to see for the possible question here. I would say that you can start from 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then 5. Basically, you have to come up with 2 possible questions first in order to save time, right? And then just focus on the WH question in each question type. For example, like how far is the hotel from the beach? What is advertised as a part of package, right? And move to number 3 and 4. How does Mr. Clayman feel about the hotel, and what was the Mr. Clayman not disappointed about? And the last one is that which option does Mrs. Clayman wish he had chosen? That's it. It's okay. I'm going to timing for you maybe 5 minutes first. Once you finish, I'm going to look at the detail again. เดี๋ยวทำ5 ข้อนี้ก่อนนะมันเยอะนิดนึงใกล้ไฟนอลละแบบหนึ่งทำ5 ข้อก่อนใจเย็นๆ Okay, so for this one, right? First of all, you have to read this one first. Summer holiday. Experience the welcome culture of the Greek islands, right? Sun Tours holidays offers you a once in a lifetime opportunity to visit unspoiled island in Kefalonia. So this one is that it seems to me it is a notice, is that right? Okay, stay at the recently renovated Casa Stanopolo Hotel, just 5 minutes from the beautiful blue waters of the Oregon. So yeah, it's about like a hotel accommodation from a tourist destination here. Each room has a balcony with a view of the beach and a private bathroom. This is the component, right, of accommodation here. And the hotel has two pools and jacuzzi as well as its own landly rate restaurant where you can enjoy some of island more traditional meals. You can also visit one of the local villages where life continues much as it has for the past few hundred years. So the first paragraph, it seems that it explains and explore the idea of how accommodation it is, right? And then we have to see that it happened to the same way or not. Yeah. Holidays include our flights and transfer, as well as a choice of 1-2 exciting tours. I did a 2-hour boat trip to nearly Turkey as a chance to snorkel in the pristine water of local undersea national park. And you can call here for more information on a fascinating vacation opportunity. This one is that it's kind of like a very positive, impressive notice for that summer holiday, I can say, yeah. So moving to the reply email here, so we can see from Sir, I'm writing to complain about the recent trip I took. So the keyword here is that complain. You have to identify that the whole passage here is about negative form, right? And I originally, signed up for 2-week trip to the island as advertised in a new monthly magazine and was looking forward to enjoying the holiday. Again, right, you can see from unfortunately, this is a transition that this explains the reason why you have to, interpret what is going on with this kind of email. Is that right? I felt a number of things spoil in that holiday for me. Firstly, I was led to believe that rooms in the hotel had a balcony with a view of the beach. However, my rooms not only did have a balcony, but it faced away from the sea. Secondly, only one of the hotel pools was open. And this one is that detailed information that he thought that it was broken. It's not represented into that email. Is that right? Only one of the hotel pools was open, the other was under construction. And the promised jacuzzi was not there at all. The hotel restaurant was excellent, but it was closed 2 nights a week, meaning that the family had to walk about 30 minutes into the nearest town to eat, as there was no evening bus service. Finally, we took the tour to Turkey, but could not leave the boat as nobody told us we had to arrange visas in advance. Had we known this, we could have chosen the other option. So this is the if conditional sentence, is that right? I'm going to say just because had we known this, we could have chosen the option, meaning that they have decided to choose already and they feel regret with that, like the travel, right? Okay. So I feel very disappointed about the trip. I would appreciate some compensation. This is the action plan for that email that he or she asks for a compensation here. How far is the hotel from the beach? 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours? Just 5 minutes. Is that right? So the answer will go for A. Pim A, Pim A. What is the advertised in the part of package? Suite of room, private beach, chance to visit a second country, chance to visit historic ruins. เดี๋ยวแป๊บหนึ่งนะฮะอันนี้นะไหนวะ So this is the detailed information, right? Let's say balcony 1, pool 2, jacuzzi 3. Detail นิดนึงดีกว่าครับ second country ไปตุรกีต่อนะฮะ all right, so the second question is that what is the advertised part of package? It would be like historic ruins that is not mentioned here, right? Just because the second country here is at Turkey, am I right? So the answer we go for D. Just type D for me, please. Next, what does Mr. Clayman feel about the hotel? A. He was unhappy there was nowhere to swim. Is that right? He is angry his balcony was too small. He did not like the size of the jacuzzi, and then he feels that advertisement misrepresented the hotel. So actually, from the notice of that advertisement, I can say that it seems that it is positive and beautiful one, right? But here, just because the one who wrote the email, right, who wrote the email, just said that it is misrepresented to the hotel. So it seems to me that you have to choose D down here. Pim D. Next, what was Clement not disappointed about? View from the window, quality of the flat, food, tour Turkey, lack of bus service. So I can say that this, you have to check the problems, right? The possible problems here. First one is that the view from the window. Yes. Right? Quality of food. Yes. Tour Turkey. He missed the tour from Turkey. And then lack of bus service. Yes, because he cannot find any bus station, bus stop service here. So the answer will go for B. B boyครับมาBเลย The last question for here is that which option does Mr. Clayman wish he had chosen? A. Visit to the local villages, right? Trip to Turkey, snorkeling tour, and visit in California. Wow. I think this one would be, I think this one would go for, he had chosen which Turkey, right? Because he missed the trip to Turkey. Am I right? B boy. Just because he just want to visit the other country, basically it's bad. He cannot fulfill his expectation here. Yeah. Done ไม่เอ่ยแป๊บหนึ่งนะเดี๋ยวขอดูก่อนอีกสัก passage หนึ่งแล้วกันนะฮะก่อนไปเดี๋ยวเราเลิก11 โมงเลิก11 โมงได้ไหมฮะใครอยากเลิก11 โมงกด1ครับผมกด1มา111So this is the last passage as a floor for practice reading comprehension here, right? I would say I'm going to give you for 5 minutes. And then if you finish reading this and just doing the test here, 6, 7, 8, yeah, just 3 questions, and then we can do for the vocabulary expansion and before we go, and we can edit up before 11 p.m. here. It's okay? Yeah. เดี๋ยวนะตัวไหนวะ1 2 3อันนี้นะ Welcome to Groupland Library Service หน้าเดียวครับ แล้วก็ตอบ3 ข้อจบปิดจ็อบโอเค5 นาที All right. Are you there? Okay, so for the three final question before we go to the vocabulary expansion and you know. Okay, so here is that okay, everyone can see. Wait a second. All right. This one, right? Welcome to Groveland Library Service, right? So this is a notice from a community, or especially when it comes to university context here. I can say that first of all, you have to make a difference between first paragraph, second paragraph, or the last paragraph here, right? We would like to invite the Groveland residents to become members of public library system. Interested applications should follow the procedure before below to receive their library card promptly and make use of a full range of facilities. So actually the message intended to inform to Groveland resident, am I right? So it means that you can come up with the first question here. Who would be the most interested in this notice? A, members of public library. Second, staff at the application desk, people who wish to borrow books, and the last one is resident in Groveland. Again, right? Just because it means that you can see from the first question here, we would like to invite our Groveland resident, meaning that the first question would go for D dot here. Everyone type D for me, please. Pim D, Pim D. จะไปละ Second, you can see what will not be possible 2 working days after submitting the application. Actually, for this question, you have to look at the detailed information in that reading text, right? First of all, you can glance for the possible answer key first. For example, like reserving books, picking up a card, checking book availability online, or changing a PIN number. Right, and so I would say. So for detailed information, we have to look at this kind of information carefully. Please complete the accompanying personal information form and submit it to the application desk in any of the Groveland branch libraries or to your local food office community service desk. Within 2 working days, Monday to Friday, in application being submitted, A, you will receive a library barcode member via email. Via email, right? Enabling you to place reservations and access online database before collecting your card. This one is that it happens to you that you can get before collecting your card. What will not be possible 2 working days after? The keyword is that after here, right? So meaning that reserving book or picking a card, which one would be correct here? Before collecting your card, you will be required PIN replace reservation and any access to your record online. Please note that default PIN members is not the last 4 digits of your telephone number. If you would prefer to specify the different number, please do so on the online application form. G-Doc, right? Are you sure? Changing a PIN number, is that right? I don't think so. Checking book availability online. This one is correct. This one is correct. Reserving book and then picking up a card. Pick up a card before, after. Let me check แป๊บนึงนะเดี๋ยวครับเป็น detail นิดนึง Reservation enabling you to place reservation online, meaning that you can reserve online books here, right? But you need to before collecting a card. The answer we go for B. Type B แล้วพิมพ์ B. According to the notice, what special condition applies to children? They must need an adult collect their card. They must wait until they are 18. They must get permission from the adult. And the last one is that they must sign a form. Actually, you can see you can see from this one, right? The below sentence here. If you are under 8 of 18, we require parents, guardian signature on permission letter from 103, which will need to be brought into the library when you are collecting your card. That's it. And the answer we go for must get permission from an adult. Am I right? C cat พิมพ์ C ครับ clear ไหมฮะ clear ไหม clear พิมพ์ clear เดี๋ยวเราไปทำ vocab นะครับ everyone อันนี้ไปทำการบ้านไปแล้วกันนะเผื่อเจอในข้อสอบไฟนอลนะไม่ต้องสอนทุกอย่างก็ได้ให้เราทำเป็น floor practice นิดหนึ่งใครที่อยู่สอบไฟนอลด้วยกันนะโอเค good all right, I'm going to give you for 5 minutes to finish this kind of vocabulary expansion here. All right, and after that we can sing before we go together. So the list of vocabulary for this week is that renumeration, remarkable, redundant, regardless, refusal, rehearse, remittent, replacement, renovate, and respectable. Second, respectful, representative, right? Requirement, resemble, responsibility, reserve, retirement, revise, roughly, and rescue. And the last one is that satisfaction, scenery, scrutinize, secretarial, surveyed, seriously, significant, simplify, specialize, and specification. That's it. I'm going to give you for 5 minutes now. And then if you're done here, just type done. That's all. Okay, I think we have come to the last section for today, right? Just choose one of 10 here and then come up with your own idea and meaningful sentence here. Okay?
Hello.
Yep,
So just say the sentence.
yep.
Okay, I'll pick the stick with.
Uh-huh,
The sentence is I want to stick with my current group.
uh-huh. All right, thank you so much. Anyone want to share? Done, right? Done. เหลือสองคนละปิดคลาสครับผม Thank you so much for today class and see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
ครับผม